I can't even fit these all in my makeshift review station, but I am so stoked to have the Spider-Man retro wave. I got mine through EE, but I was very close to paying out the ass by other means. Man, this is a good looking wave. And again, if you're someone who's old enough to have collected the original Toy Biz figures from way back. So I was about in high school when the Spider-Man figures that were on some of their cards came out. And I remember bugging my girlfriend then to always, anytime she went to the mall, there was a store there. Just surprised me, get me someone I don't have, you know. And I remember getting Doc Ock and, you know, the Doc Ock in the armor, the 90s Doc Ock, which I would love to see in Legends form. And when my grandma was around, I'd bug her too because she loved to go to the mall. And what's funny about that, there was also repaints. And I remember I asked for a rhino and she got me, the rhino she brought home was like green. But whatever, I love grandma and I kept that rhino for as long as, however, I kept those old figures. But enough about my old man stories reminiscing about, I wouldn't even say glory days because toys are much better now. So we'll take a look at all of these. This is gonna be a long one, the way I like them, the way I like to do it. I know a lot of the big guys got these already. Well, I got them now and I hope you like my take on these characters. So who should we dive in with first? So real quick, I'll do, not real quick, but I'll do Peter Parker. Back of the box looks fantastic. These, I'm telling you, I'm triggered. Even though I buy the waves now, but as a little kid, the back of the box was just like, oh man, you're giving me a checklist and I need them all. But these look good. If this wave ever goes on clearance or gets cheaper, I might buy another one just to keep in package. I did that with the original, the first retro release done from Hasbro, and those went on sale quickly, so I was able to get us, you know, that case to unopen. And same with the X-Men wave. I think you can right now on Amazon get like Silver Samurai, Cyclops, and the Wolverine for like $12 each. But Peter Parker, looking great, looking goofy. Those glasses are goofy. I don't know what they could have done. They could have just made those lenses clear. I get the comics, but some things just don't translate well into 3D or plastic. So let's rip this dude open. Peter Parker. Now, I don't know how other reviewers do it, but I'm technically starting with my least favorite of the wave, and that does not mean I don't like this figure. It just, you know, if I had to rank them. But this guy is great, and I'm happy to have him in the collection. Let me adjust the lights. There we go. Looking good. Again, I think the execution of the glasses just didn't go as planned. I get some panels, they were painted all white. It's just not translating well here. And yeah. So something I noticed, I think the glue here on mine, again, adjust the light, is coming off. So as you can see, it's pretty loose there. Look at that. Oh yeah, it's not even, there is pretty much no glue on mine, but it looks fine. You will need to stuff that. If you're going to be someone who rips these off, you will need to stuff that with putty, clay, whatever you guys use, and paint it to match his hair. But if you're going to keep it as is, there you go. Camera accessory looks great, nice and bulky. I almost wish I had a strap for this, but it's all right. That would have been molded stiff and it just wouldn't rest flush against the character's chest. But this looks good. I think I was using an old Hobby Lobby one. I don't even know what happened to it. Other accessory is the Spidey Sense, aka Peter Tingle, to all you young kids used to hearing that thanks to the MCU. But this is Spidey Sense Peter. Head goes on and off with ease. So, you know, look at that. Looks good. We just need a Spidey Sense effect, which comes with the territory of wanting everything. There we go. So this was a Peter Parker head that came in the Mary Jane 2-pack with the more modern Spider-Man outfit. This looks really good, man. Let's get a focus there. Look at that. I like it. Get these two together. This was the original Mary Jane. Original as in, I I haven't put on the Gwen Stacy head accessory. So looking great together. So this was originally a Black Widow head, I believe. Wow, that looks good. Let's see how, excuse me. Focus. Could they pass as the same guy? Kind of. I like it. I like it a lot. Other Peter Parker's heads we have were the teenage one, which, you know, I don't have it on me, but this was the 2-pack, the head that was, excuse me, the head that came with the Black Spidey from the Kraven 2-pack Target exclusive. This looks good as well. Love it. You know, that's the thing. You kind of got to get everything to have options. So let's say you don't have any of those. This is your Peter Parker. Again, keep them on, keep them off. Just mind the gaps. So Pete here. Just hinge and, sorry, ball. Hinge there. Good range of movement. Nice tiltage. Oh man, this is coming off like all the time now. Squish it in there. Pretty good. Decent enough. Arms, got full rotation. Ball hinges, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows on both. Hinge and swivel on the hand. So this is an up-down hinge. This is the side-to-side. Although mine is fused, I'm gonna have to run that under some water or heat. Nice ab crunch for, you know, a Peter Parker who's trying not necessarily to be so athletic in front of anybody. But if you wanted to do those web swinging poses, you probably can. I don't know which hands you would use. Legs only out that far, forward that far, back not much at all. Thigh cut, double jointed knees, hinge, swivel rocker, very white shoes. Hindered, that is hindered by pants. So you'll only get so much range going forward. Looks good though, right? I think this is my Peter Parker though. It's gonna be my Peter Parker going forward. So I know talk, you know, this came out and there's been talk. Do we want more civilians? I definitely want more civilians. I wouldn't mind a Harry Osborn to go with this, Michael Morbius pre-vampire stuff, and Spidey, you know, we got a powered down Johnny Storm, which I'll compare here. But yeah, I mean, even, what do we got? We got a casual Wolverine. I'm trying to think what other type of civilians. What about Aunt May, man? How would we go about getting an Aunt May? It has to be in a 2-pack with a really kick-ass figure, I think, for an Aunt May to sell really well. But let's take a look at Pete with some other characters. So one more head swap I wanted to do was the chameleon head. Mine has this weird black. Where did that even come from? Anyway, looks good. It's not Peter Parker. And that's not the, you can put the Peter head on the chameleon suited body as well, which we've seen. I always feel this chameleon head has like a little bit of Hugo weaving in it, but I'm glad that is an option as well. Again, all right, now let's move on to some height size comparisons. So really quick, here he is with a powered down version of Johnny, his buddy Johnny Storm. We saw Mary Jane, decent enough height next to one another. Kingpin, cool as shit. I mean, that's it. We'll do the real comparisons with Spider-Man. Speaking of, let's move on, not to Spider-Man, but all right, Gwen Stacy. I completely blew that order thing because this figure, as soon as I took her out of the package, you just realize how gorgeous this face is. Holy cow, man. Hasbro really did a great job with the paint here. Clean. Look at the hair, headband. Beautiful looking girl, beautiful looking figure. Green trench coat, looking nice. You got the belt strap, nice little touch. Oh man, texture to her, what I'm assuming is a sweater underneath. Purple skirt. Skin tone looks great. Almost knee-high socks, and boots are boots rather, right? These should be boots. Yeah, man. Accessories include this rolled up daily bugle. Look at her hand. So I always feel the female figures are so awkward when it comes to hands. Like, they're just so unnatural. That fist on that Mary Jane. But this hand on, I mean, you put something in it, it looks a little more natural. She's chilling with this copy of the Daily Bugle. She comes with a binder, which looks good. Those of you still in school are still rocking these. Are you? Do you guys turn in physical work, or do you just print your stuff? I don't know. Email your homework. I don't know. My kid's too little. Midtown High School. I don't know what this would be, a yearbook, or, you know, why would it say the school's name on there? But this is whatever, man. This is what it's all about, is this Gwen Stacy figure. Final accessory, and I'm very excited to put it on. Of course, everybody who has this Mary Jane did so, is this Mary Jane head. Equally as beautiful, a little bigger. Looks good. Red hair, dark red hair. So real quick, before popping her on Mary Jane, we'll pop her on this Gwen Stacy. And it's a little crooked. That looks nice. Look at that. Wow. But this is a Gwen Stacy figure. This is Gwen Stacy outfit. Moment of truth. Goodbye. Ree's head. Hello, new MJ. Oh man, a million times better. Beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So good. But you are not the star right now. This Gwen Stacy is. So Gwen here. Next to Pete. Beautiful. Next to MJ. Get our own little love triangle here. Looking good, man. I love the height difference in the 3. Wow. More civilians, you know. Props to Hasbro if we're blown away by an Aunt May just as much as I am that Mary Jane head in this Gwen Stacy figure. Holy cow. I mean, it can be done. Again, clean face. Noticing a little blemish there. Head's on a ball, so you could get very unnatural head movements. You're going to be hindered. This is hard. This is not pliable. So not much looking up. Great arm movements for kind of a damsel in distress type of things. No, of course, no biceps, single jointed elbow. This is a female Marvel Legend figure. Silly to think. We've got this awkward splayed out hand that literally, God, is it almost every female Marvel Legend figure since his hand debut has this hand? Visible Woman, sure, the Spider Woman, all them stuff. But we do get, again, this hand that can hold this Daily Bugle, which I'll probably keep in her hand so it doesn't look so awkward without it. Looks good. She was a very educated girl, so I believe she read the news daily. Nice diaphragm joint, so great tilt. Back and forth. Legs, this is where you feel weird. So she has underwear, just so you, blah. But you're going to be hindered by the skirt naturally. Again, legs out. This one won't go out. This is the only one moving out. Oh, the skirt's not slit on that side, so that makes sense. What do I know about fashion? We do get a thigh cut, double jointed knees, and rocker hinge. All that good stuff. Wow, this is a great figure, man. I love it. And again, with the trio there, they all look great together. Taking a look at Electro next. Finally, yes, everybody has said it. We finally got our Electro. We finally got our Sinister Six. Fuck yeah. This dude is great and a huge welcome addition. So they try to give us that extra Electro head. on the modern Electro body, and we weren't having it, and they hurt us. So, you know, when your complaints are valid and legit, you know, Hasbro may answer our prayers. So these hands were the accessories for this Electro. They weren't attached to him in the box. He does come with 2-fisted hands, which look great, of course, but an Electro not electrocuting or shooting electricity out of his fingers, I don't know. This looks good though. So this Electro does a lot of improvements over the modern Electro. Granted, he came with relaxed hands. This Electro did not come with relaxed hands. And they did try to give us this alternate head to, I don't know, make us happy, but they didn't. So you had this skinny Electro with no relaxed hands that you can throw a head on that he never had on this costume. Feet are also very different, so you can see they're more, I don't know, duckbill here, drawn more proportion there. But in terms of swapping this head, so if you like an Electro with some black, you know, dark eyes with some electricity in it, that is also a choice. I like that. I like the way that looks, but you know, these are retro figures, and I am an old person, so I'm gonna stick with the classic head it came with. So again, Electro's using, what is this, a 2099 body? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not one to keep track of the body types, you know. Either I like it or I don't. But this looks good. Love it. This wave is a fucking hit, dude. This is they just knocked this out of the park. So good, so good, so good. Okay, so look at that. Holy cow. So much down, but don't leave them like that. Naturally, you'll stretch these out. Be careful if you store your figures too. You know, you don't want to warp these. Nothing a little heat won't fix, but still a pain in the ass. Great range in his arms there. Obviously full 360 there. Bicep, double jointed elbows. Hinge and swivel on these hands. Did I move the camera? Very unprofessional. Also hinge and swivel on these hands. Same thing. It's a back and forth. Nice ab crunch with waist twist. Classic Marvel Legends. Look at that. Out only that far. Forward that far. Back not much. Booty in the way. Thigh cut. Double jointed knees. These joints feel good. This is one of the better feeling figures. Wow, this feels really good. This feels nice. And forward back rocker. Dude is money. Just enjoying this while birds chirp in the background. Let's compare him to others. You know what, real quick, we'll save the comparisons with the rest of the Sinister Six when I do Goblin, which is very soon. Keep watching. All right, so in the 90s, if they weren't wearing bomber jackets or had a million pouches, they had armor. Daredevil being no exception. This looks great though. Holy cow, I like this Daredevil a lot. The reds used are nice, man. Look how nice they shine under the light. So the thigh armor here, I almost wish these parts were like that. They could definitely use a wash. So those of you who like to tinker and touch up your figures, that definitely needs to be done. What's crazy here is these thighs here look like they've seen some action. Super clean here. So I don't know if it's just some defects, paint defects there on Daredevil's left leg or right. But whatever, I like it. Looks good. Daredevil's accessories include these Billy Clubs, Billy Clubs we've seen a bunch. And yes, they are still gummy. Not as bad as other releases, but they're still that soft plastic. If you notice, his cuffs here have the clubs attached to them. So he does come with some additional plain cuffs that when swapping hands, you can easily just replace. Plus hands to hold said clubs. So to quickly go over his articulation, oops, popped the head right off. He got up, down, nice tilt, left, right. So these are attached to the balls, so you get a full 360, but they will slide up and still hinder articulation when it goes along the body there. Bicep, double jointed, and both sets of hands have the same type up-down hinge. So, got a nice ab crunch, real nice ab crunch. And waist swivel. Legs out to there, forward that much. Gonna be hindered by the butt as usual. Thigh cuts. These joints feel really good too. Double jointed knees and crazy good amount of forward. Nothing's hindering it there. And a good rocker. Good pivot, hinge, rocker. All of that stuff. Real quick, let's get some other Daredevils out here. All right, 3 different Daredevils. I opted to go with the Defenders pack Daredevil instead of the standard release one. But 3 different Daredevils, 2 different bodies, 3 different sets of feet. So standard Bucky hat mold and tiny feet. Bucky cap mold here on Shadowlands, but laced up booted feet. And then this new one, which is a little thicker body, and the feet here. I think they've gotten better with feet, and we haven't really given them that justice. They're just, they're proportioned better, and they look like how they're drawn in the comics. But these 3 Daredevils, all great figures. But man, this armored one, now I want them to go back and make a bulkier Daredevil on this body. The problems with collecting, man, and all these improvements that they do along the way, and then other figures are left by the wayside, and then we need new ones. And when would we get a new Daredevil? I don't know. But fantastic figure, definitely worth getting. I almost forgot something super important, the Matt Murdock head, which let's go ahead and get that on this guy. Head comes off real easily. Of course, this one is not going on as easily as I thought. Holy cow, what the heck? There we go. There wasn't that good pop that I'm used to. Decent enough. Looks cool, man. How about... It was a struggle, but success. This looks good. I like this a lot. This is very tight, man. Like you can see, it's not moving left and right smoothly. In fact, I probably stretch the whole of it. Can you do that? Sounds dirty, but theoretically should pop on this one with ease as well. I'm gonna do it off camera. There we go. Nice Matt Murdock head. Worth getting. Definitely worth getting. Maybe a few if you want to have a bunch of Matt Murdock heads. Boom. Let's really quick. One more thing. I just keep figuring out these head things after. I did say this head looks a little weird to me, but popping on the new Armored Daredevil head on this looks fantastic. You will get a little bit of red from, you know, the design of the Armored Daredevil, but this looks freaking rad, dude. I like this a lot. I might get another Daredevil. Cool. All right, Green Goblin. So I totally effed up the order of, you know, least favorite to favorite, but then also feelings changed after opening figures. I was stoked to have this Green Goblin, given how dark and how weird the face was of the original release, which we'll compare. But yeah, I'm gonna sound ungrateful here. They blew it with the eyes. Goblin Glider, we could have went a little bigger. Blew it with the eyes. Colors pop, so this is what it reminds me of. The old Toy Biz Green Goblin, which my son somehow got a hold of, I'm guessing from my mom's house or something like that. But that's exactly what it reminds me of. And yeah, it's a very bright and cartoony green goblin. Let's get a close-up of that face. Again, they blew it with the eyes. I think smaller black pupils would have been the way to go. I know a lot of people are doing some repaints on this. I'm not the only one I'm not the only one who isn't necessarily happy with this figure. Glider looks good. That shimmery, swirly plastic we got there. Pumpkin bomb. And the other accessory, which I won't forget, is this Norman Osborn head, which if you have, I mean, we've got a ton of suited bodies now. I don't know how many of you have extra suited bodies. Like, I really wish I had another Everett Ross. I think that suited body would have been great for that. But looks good. You know, a lot of people are throwing this on Professor X. I'm going to keep my Professor X as Professor X. But looks right. I'll find something to put this on. You know, here's the chameleon body, which I had laying around from the head swap with Peter Parker. So, Green Goblin, Norman Osborn, not in focus. Focus on Norman, focus on Gobby. Looking good. Looking at the head up close. He's got his waves, which him and Harry are known for. Face looks good, very stern, not necessarily too menacing, not too cartoony, not too exaggerated of features or anything, but I like it. I like it a lot. I'm not gonna dig out the Iron Patriot body. That's an old figure. Its proportions are a little weird. I think it's a little too skinny, but yeah. Let's get the other Goblin real quick. So this is literally night and day. I mean, one is like completely creepy and way more menacing and evil looking, darker colors. We got a very dark purple, some dark green, and then we got this cartoony Goblin. Where's our, we need an in-between of these two. I have them, but I don't have them on hand to quickly grab and reference. The old Toy Biz Goblin. So there's two of them. There's the one with that looked like the Alex Ross art with the goggles over the eyes. Like, it's still the Green Goblin mask, but the eyes are circular round yellow lenses, and you could see his human eyes underneath. And then there was another one as well. I'll throw pictures up here, pausing for a picture, but let's get a closer look. So the bombs are the same, which is cool. Just slightly different shade of orange. Let's get these. I want to lose these. The pouches are the same. These hands out of the way. And now we'll look at the faces, which are obviously completely 100% different. Well, I don't know why I'm zooming in so close to show you, but you know, the body's the same and needs to be retired at this point. I think this was first the Raft box set. What was his name? I forget his name. You know who. Put it in the comments. And then Marvel's Black Knight, which we'll see in MCU form in the Eternals. And yeah, so hopefully something original will come when it's time to do another Goblin. We've seen this in Hobgoblin as well. We'll get him out here. All do share mostly everything else. I mean, hands, gloves, boot cuffs, all that stuff, with the exception of heads. But even the pouches, except for, again, Demo Goblin, who was a Build-A-Figure. So, you know, each came with a different, not a different, but their own glider. Yeah, you know, these look great together. Having them all here. I don't know which is going to be my preferred Green Goblin, though. It still may be. Man, so I wonder if we can get, you know, someone to paint that up in the purple and the dark green. I wonder how good that would look. Photoshop experts, go ahead. Or someone with guts and skill, go ahead. But I think that would look cool. Attaching the head off camera. And yeah, let's go ahead and quickly look at the glider that he came with. Again, it's that swirly type of plastic. This was the other one, and mine is warped, dude. Look at that, awful. More solid gray. This is a dark purple Green Goblin. This was the Hobgoblin, super tiny, and this was the Demo Goblin, however you say it. I won't judge you. All right, let's look at his articulation. Up, down, great, decent enough tilt. Arms only so far. So again, you've seen this articulation before if you have the Hobgoblin or this previous Green Goblin. Double jointed elbows, hinge swivel at the wrist. ab crunch, waist twist, legs out that far, legs forward that far, back only so much, double jointed knees, and rocker, hinge, pivot, swivel, all of that good stuff. All right, the Sinister Six is now complete. So depending on who your favorite Sinister Six lineup is, you could swap Green Goblin out with Kraven. I like this one. It's a lot of green, but these guys look fantastic together. Or there it is with Kraven looking awesome. Electro really was that missing link for our Sinister Six. It took, I don't know how many years, but here we are. I would like a new Sandman though, maybe a little smaller, some powered down arms. It'd be great. Look at him rocking those old hips. But man, this is awesome and fantastic. Finally, the crown jewel of the wave and maybe of every Spider-Man Marvel Legend collector, or maybe just Marvel Legend collector, is this new Spider-Man. Oh man, they're already trying to attack him there. Man, this is a good figure. I saw some came with sloppy webs. You could see there on the face, there's some sloppage right there above the eye there. This is okay. We're probably gonna get a couple more Spider-Mans using this body, black, hopefully, among others. Just redo them all, man. Redo them all, because we will buy them like suckers. This is a long video already, and I apologize. Actually, I don't apologize. I like the long videos, but this went way longer to set up and find figures to compare and do Sinister Six stuff with. Holy cow. This looks good, though. Wow, wow, wow. So in package, he came with his whipping hand, excuse me. Which you could see one of them here, a longer peg, but no wall crawling hands, which is a common complaint, given that this is supposed to be the ultimate Spider-Man. Ultimate, not literally the Ultimate Universe Spider-Man, but yeah, thankfully, if you have the younger Peter Parker, his hands supposedly will fit. Let me clear these dudes out. So young Peter Parker's hands do come with pegs almost nearly as long as the Spider-Man's, this new Spider-Man. Let me see something real quick. They're small hands though, aren't they? I mean, look at the index finger versus that index finger. Maybe they'll work, maybe they won't. I don't know. What do you think? I think these look small. You could probably flub it in pictures, but no. We're gonna need another one, Hasbro. We're going to need one with wall crawling hands, and yeah. This is good. This is a good figure, holy cow. Nice blues, nice reds. They're still opting to... This is a figure that could have benefited from the pinless technology, given how often we get these red pins sticking on, you know, just popping on the blue side there. It looks good. Lots of range of motion. Finally, not finally, but he does have an alternate head with more squinty eyes. As you can see, the webs are kind of jacked up there. This is kind of sloppy, man, given that this is going to be a lot of our main Spider-Man. You think these factory defects, just, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to use this squinty head. That's a big ball. Look at that ball. Huge. Plus a cut there in the back so you can get some extra head movement there. But now that I see this, everything's crooked on there. Oh man, this is bad. Now that I see it, the eyes seem uneven. The webs are obviously jacked. Thankfully, it's on a head that I wouldn't use necessarily too much. That's a little better. A little better. Still sloppy, but this guy is the shit, and I'm so glad to have him. This is how he is in. Again, he came in packaged with the whipping webs. So Spidey can look up. So without moving the ball, it'll only go that much, but then you go ahead and move the ball into that new slit, which you can see it's sticking out there. pretty good. You do get some crazy gappage. Almost looks like a lollipop. I mean, it's kind of what they have to, how they have to sculpt it while they're looking down. You're looking down. You need that space in there, so it's gonna be a hollowed out jawline. Some great tilt. Look at that. Holy cow. So only up that far. Ridiculous butterfly back, similar to, it's not cut like, oh it is, like Beast and Hulk. But the front is also pretty good too. Crazy range. So from the top, more back than front, but again, I think it was fine with Hulk and Beast. So bicep cut, of course, double jointed elbows, which this joint here doesn't bend as much as you think it would. This may as well have been, there we go. There we go, that's better. No, this may as well have been a single joint, but I'm not seeing much movement there. So these thwip hands have the up down, same with the fists. Just an up down. So this is interesting. So this is a diaphragm and an ab crunch, which left no room for any waist swivel at all. So most of your left right's gonna come from that type of movement. Which looks okay. I mean, it's gonna look weird aesthetically, and but you know, you can kind of block things out if you're taking pictures. Interesting. Crazy back, crazy forward. Wow, really crazy back. Good. A lot of gaps, you know, but we can't, you know, we see this on the imports. Just joints get ugly when you pose them in kind of extreme ways, and that's just kind of the direction Hasbro's going in, but with more bang for your buck at a $20 price point. Excuse the fireworks. So legs, nearly the splits. Some good forward with going to the side though. Some okay back, but still there. But you can, so you can see, you do get the drop down that you're getting in the import figures. Most recently, G.I. Joe, Beast. I'm trying to think of other legends as well. Thigh cut. Double jointed knee. Do we get a boot? Oh man, excuse me. We do get a boot cut, and that's a lot of range. Good stuff. I mean, this hasn't gotten in too many people's hands yet, so I'm interested to see. I'm flubbing my words all over the place today. I didn't do any warm-up tongue twisting type stuff, but it's gonna be interesting to see what the action figure community does in terms of figure photography with this figure. All right, let's stand them up next to a couple other. Hey guys, really quick, splicing this into the review, something I totally looked over and I don't know why. Spider-Man, yes, that is a big ball. We got Pizza Spidey. Different shades of red, but you know, you guys can make it work. And the unmasked adult Peter Parker from the Spidey Mary Jane 2-pack. Looking good. Options. So here he is with his Peter Parker from this very wave. It looks like it can be the same dude in the suit. You know, the jacket's hiding the body, the muscles, all that stuff. There he is with the alternate Spider-Man. Looking good. Goblin, Electro from the same wave. Looking awesome. Vulture, Gwen, MJ, Matt. So good. The Spidey's so good. Pizza Spidey, which was like fantastic when it came out, but looks proportionately weird now next to this Spider-Man. And here's Brock with a May Shelf custom head. Kingpin, Mysterio. Here he is with Bobby and Johnny. Finally, if you just wanted a bunch of Marvel's classics together, amazing. These look so good together. So I know I complained here and there, you know, certain things were worthy of nitpicking, like Spidey's messed up webline paint, the lack of wall crawling hands and Goblin's eyes and whatnot. But everything else I can live with, and I'm gonna live with. I don't have a choice. But, you know, the options, if you have other figures, like the different Peter Parker head, yeah, I mean, so good. These are so good. Such a great wave. I hope this retro line continues. I know we're supposedly getting a best of X-Men. I don't know if that necessarily entails retro or anything like that, but like these individual retro drops like Grey Beast, Mysterio, Kingpin, those are a welcome addition as well. You know, if you want to just, you know, drip feed us some retro figures along the way, leading up to a wave as fantastic as this, please, Hasbro, continue. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking. You know, please like, please comment. Let's talk toys, man. Again, thank you so much. I'm so close to 2,000, so you know, your likes and all that will help me get my videos back in the good graces of the YouTube algorithm, because right now they're not so hot, but I'm still doing it because I have the time and I like it and I'm itching to do more. So we'll see what comes in next, and thanks again.